That worldwide wobble. Yes, we're here for this full moon in Capricorn. Hooray! Capricorn ruled by Saturn, the top of the chart, associated with the 10th house. This is where we associate work, serious matters, climbing up the hills, striving for perfection, and putting a lot of weight in. It's an earth sign, the last of the earth signs. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So we're here in this full moon of Capricorn. Happy lunar return to all you Capricorn moons, and happy birthday all you Cancer suns. Indeed, some moon and risings. So what will this post Capricorn moon bring? I know Capricorn, the moon in Capricorn is now at about 29 degrees, and the eclipse happened at 3 degrees of Cancer sun and 3 degrees of Capricorn moon. They were in opposition of each other. So the sun beamed his light onto the moon shine brightly and getting a restoration in the area of work and passion. And we're having an illumination of how we've used our work skills so far. So how's it been? Good. Okay, so I thought since it's post-eclipse, literally, so we'll be jumping into Aquarius moon round about this evening in London town, probably around about 8 p.m. This evening. So what does Saturn rule? Saturn rules our structure, our bones, the hard places in life, our kneecaps. Maybe that's why it's called Capricorn, with our kneecaps being ruled there by Saturn. Saturn brings structures now in retrograde in Aquarius, so our minds are changing on how we look after the structures of our world, on how we look after the structures of ourselves. And Cancer obviously illuminates the family, home and family, the sign of the crab, keeping people close to you, looking after each other in a very maternalistic way. Okay, so as we go forward, so what has passed for you, and how was the full moon for you? So if you was in the first house, if you had the moon in the first house, as with Capricorn, so you'll be changing, what will be illuminated, because it's a full moon, so you can see, will be illuminated how you represent yourself, out in the world, how you do business with others, with colleagues, how you climb your mountain, and where you put your hard work and initiation into. Capricorn is an initiating sign such as Cancer, Aries and Libra, and so they like to initiate projects but sometimes don't finish. Capricorn is known for starting and finishing, and with it being an earth sign, it has balance to give us balance to work and strive. So for first housers who have the full moon in their first house or in Capricorn, you're looking at changes in how you work, in your work environment, and how outside forces can be changed for the betterment of yourself. Okay, how you will perceive things, how you perceive long-lasting tasks, all this will be highlighted. There may be a dramatic change of self-appearance as well on the external, and all this will be highlighted for you in first house mooners, second house mooners, or Sagittarius. What will be highlighted is your spending habits, your food intake, how you look at yourself, how you beautify your surroundings, how you can stabilize money and luxury. So that will be an illumination of those areas for second house mooners. Third house mooners or Scorpio, Scorpio risings, it's a change of environment, immediate environments, local workplaces, change of friendships maybe. All these areas will be highlighted, and you will be physically turning a corner. So you will have the third house moon. And in opposition to the third house moon is the 10th house, is the 9th house of sun for you, Scorpio. The 9th house sun will help you look more deeply into training, teacher training maybe, philosophies, new ways of looking at things in a deep, far out manner. In the 9th house there with the sun will be illuminating that and giving you some depth of character there. And so for the 4th house mooners, or for Libra risings, sun and moon, work and family are brought to your immediate attention. You have the moon in the 4th house and the sun in the 10th. So it's work and home life balance that you'll be looking at. And this moon will express how your living conditions may need to change, what needs to change, and how you can feel more comforted with the illuminations that this full moon in Capricorn will bring you. Okay, so people who have the moon in the 5th house or in Virgo rising, so you're going to be highlighting what you like for fun and pleasure. It's going to be highlighting, is this good for me? There'll also be childlike matters coming up, maybe thoughts from your childhood representing themselves right now, thinking how we look at joy, how we look at pleasure, even resentment. So we're looking at 5th house matters there, how we express ourselves in the 5th house there. So Virgo, that will be happening for you. And how did it happen? Leave some comments in the box there. Was your joy shown, how it highlighted? Was you highlighting how you have a good time and how you initiate projects? Okay, childlike matters will be there. And in opposition to your 5th house moon is your 11th house sun. And this is where you get gains and favours from groups that you like to be with. People will expand on your pleasure in the 11th house, as this implies groups, and the 5th house is individual. So that's for you 5th house mooners. 6th house mooners or Leos, Leo risings. You have the 6th house for the moon and the 12th house for the sun right now. So you'll be looking at everyday matters. Everyday matters will be in your face. How do you represent yourself every day in work-life balance? Are you having enough exercise, and are you eating enough? Eating too much maybe? Time to balance things out. You'll be able to see your routines, your bodily routines. Do you go for a jog? Do you go for a walk? How do you keep your everyday matters in hand? And in your 12th house, how you dream about matters that you would like to change with the 12th house sun there of Cancer for you, Leo, or for people who have the moon happening in their 6th house. So the new body regimes will be highlighted, and you'll be able to see what's helpful and what's not helpful in your daily habits. 7th house matters, or Cancer moon, sun and rising. Hey, happy birthday, Cancers. And you will have, in opposition to that, your 1st house sun. That's right. So you'll be looking at the 7th house full moon in Capricorn. Relationships will be brought to the surface. How you do business with individual others. Not so much groups, but individual tasks with other people's business. That's social, family-related areas. How do you work with them? Is it a balanced idea? The 7th house is looking at balance, isn't it? So Cancer, you have the sun in your 1st and this full moon in Capricorn in your 7th house mooners. Okay, the 1st house, you're going to receive some good energy from the sun there, giving you some more backbone to find your own space, to recreate yourself, and to release anything that may be harmful to your home or family. That's what's for you, Cancer, in the 1st house there, and to gain what you want to regain and see in your relationships in the 7th house. You form the structure of what you want to see. Okay, then we have Gemini, or the 8th house mooners, and this is thinking deeply, house of Scorpio. So deep thoughts will be highlighted and come to surface in order to dissolve and also to see what can be worked with. So the moon will be highlighting the 8th house of deep desires, feelings and pleasures. And in opposition, your 2nd house will be where the sun is right now, Gemini. So you'll be looking at personal finances, beauty, how you can beautify the area around you, and how you can deal with old issues that have arisen from the 8th house, with it being highlighted by the full moon in Capricorn right now. So the 2nd house of pleasures will bring you some relief. Okay, and now we go to the 2nd house will bring you some relief. That's right, nurture yourself and beautify yourself there, Gemini, with the sun in the 2nd house. Now, Taurus, you have the 9th house, a far distance travelling, and looking at family, I'd say family lineage and family ideas. I think that's where we learn a lot of our first philosophies from our families. And so the ninth house, I think this is how we've been educated and what we've been educated to believe. And will be all these ideas will be highlighted, the fruition of your ideas, fruition of the stories people told you from long ago will probably surface, and you can see how you can better structure the information for yourself in the ninth house. And I think in the opposition of the third house, Gemini, this is where your sun is, Taurus, right now. It's highlighting keep everything local, communicate a lot, have a lot of communication in the third house, and this will help you keep present and witty in the third house, yeah? So use that in balance with the ninth. Okay. And then Aries, we have the 10th house for you for this moon. So what will be highlighted is how you work, how you do business with other people, how you run your own structure of your life. The 10th house is how we work with big business partnerships and deals. And so in opposition to that 10th house of the moon, it will be highlighted the 4th house of the sun of Cancer. So home and family will be looked at, and there'll probably be a relief being at home with your family or restructuring family. And these areas will be highlighted for you around about this time. So how did that happen for you, Aries, in the 10th house? Were you feeling the structure of yourself and how you work and work-life balance? This is what you'll be seeing. So the 4th house will be there to nurture you. 4th house of Cancer Sun. Okay. So let's see. And then we have Pisces. So Pisces, the moon for you is in the 11th house. And so in the 11th house of gifts and gains, this is where you'll be reaping your reward or being highlighted of who is gainful in your life, which groups are gainful to you, and which may need to be discarded. And you'll have the 5th house of the sun, so there'll be some joys and pleasures in your everyday activities with your children or with being childlike. This is a way to relieve the highlighting of the moon in the 11th house there. You'll see which groups that you want to be with, and then you'll also find pleasure with these groups. And the 11th house is large groups and gaining your fruition for the work that you've done previously. Okay, and then we have, Aquarius, of course. Okay, and Aquarius, you're having the 12th house of the moon and the 6th house of the sun. 12th house moon is where we let go of any regrets, anything that we don't want to carry on to our next cycle, because it will be your moon next, Aquarius. But for now, you're in Capricorn in the 12th house, and the moon will be highlighting any dreams, any traditions maybe getting released. The 12th house, the house of loss, the house of sleep, the house of rest, and in institutions. So highlights may be coming up in this area. And the 6th house sun is how you rule your everyday matters there, Aquarius. So they will be illuminated. Can you start a new food regime? Can you start a new daily habit that will relieve the tension of the 12th house sun, which is kind of laid back really, and obviously a place for water, 12th house related to Pisces. So you'll have your space to swim in thoughts and let go of what's not needed, and that's all these things will be highlighted, and everyday issues will be highlighted, and how you can integrate that with your 12th house moon, illuminating endings, and the sun bringing in new beginnings for everyday habits, new habits. Okay, peeps, well, I hope those houses and placements helped you in how you can diversify and how you can actually see the experience of the moon highlighting these areas of your life. See which areas were highlighted for you. See where the moon is in your specific chart, and leave a message. And I hope you have a great Cancer season and post full moon in Capricorn. You all take care, and love you lots. Bye.